for another knife video. I recently went to a hammer in northern Wisconsin hosted by Mike Jones. Very talented guy. He's got a big beautiful power hammer too, so I wanted to play along with those guys, so I made up a little billet and used his big beautiful power hammer. This guy right here. Very nice. So I got that billet done. Started out about 32 layers I think, and I folded it once and I got it down to this guy. So that's probably about, I want to say, I think 96 layers. I think it was probably 33 that I started with. I could look back and check, but so I'm going to take this and I'm going to make a Cu-mai billet out of it with 2 layers of copper in it. So it should be a really cool billet when it's done. So you'll see the process that I'm going to start here in a little bit, but I'm hoping to get 2 kitchen knives out of it. Depending on how big the blade gets after I get the right thickness that I want, we'll see what I come up with. But let's get the billet made first and then we'll see what we can do. So this is what we're going to make the billet out of. This is that 90 plus layer piece that I made earlier. So here we've got a piece of 15N20, which is a little bit thicker. So I'm going to make that my core blade. This stuff is really nice for kitchen knives. I've got a thinner piece of 1095 here that I'm going to do a jacket between 2 layers of this copper. So this will be the outside jacket, this will be my core, my cutting edge, and then I'm going to have a layer of this, a layer of that, and a layer of that in between them. So when the billet's done and you do your final grinds, it should be absolutely gorgeous. So we'll get started getting these cut up and getting the billet prepped. With the billet being as thick as it is, I can't really get kitchen knives out of it. It's just too thick. And I don't have a power hammer. I could weld all the way around the edges again to make sure that the copper can't get out, and try to not get it too hot and hammer it flatter, which would really be cool, but I don't have a power hammer. So I'm just going to make 3 hunting knives out of it. So I drew out the profiles that I wanted, and here I'm going to get them roughed in, and then we'll get them to shape. Well, I got this guy ready, so I'm gonna make this little one first. Off camera, obviously, I cut out this little chunk of brass, got that prepped and ready to slide on there. I got 2 pieces of blue G10, and then I have this leftover chunk from a knife I made a while ago. It's stained burl wood with some resin. That'll slide in for a spacer, and then this nice little antler handle here. So that'll all go onto there. For the other 2 though, I have some burl wood that I got from the West Coast when I went out to Oregon. And I just picked up all the stuff where I can stabilize my own. If you can see in there, it's sucking that cactus juice under vacuum into the wood. So 2 of these will be the handle for the other ones. But I'll show this and do all this on another video. So for now, we'll get this guy epoxied together. Here's the skinning knife. I got that all ready to go here. We're going to use a piece of Damascus. I think this is around 30 or 40 layer Damascus that I had a piece cut off from a different billet. That'll be the guard. Red G10. And this is a piece of Sunburst micarta as a spacer. Another red G10. And then I stabilized this big, beautiful piece of spalted maple burl wood I picked up off the Oregon coast. So I got that stabilized. It's heavy, thick, beautiful chunk of wood. So I kind of traced out the pattern of what I want the handle to look like. So we'll get that shaped out. I'm going to cut some barbs into this, and then we'll drive it in there with some epoxy, and that should really hold. I have a feeling this is going to be an absolutely gorgeous knife. So we'll get going on it. Here I'm applying nail polish over the top of the wood. The nail polish will resist the ferric chloride, so I can dip the whole knife, and then I use acetone when I'm done to take the nail polish off, and I can etch what I want to and not etch what I don't want to. It's been 20 minutes. Whoa. Here's a new trick I learned. If you apply a really thin coat of this CA glue, which is like a super glue, over the top of the wood, you can see there how real quickly it gets that nice shine. It dries really fast and gives a nice protective coat, and then you can buff it to just a beautiful shine. Protects the wood and looks beautiful. I have all three of them prepped. They all went through ferric chloride for 20 minutes. Cleaned up really good after that. Just give them a light sanding. Get all the carbon scale off. Then sand it down to I think I did 1,000 grit wet sand. And I have nail polish on all the handles that are going to be in so nothing can soak in. Got a nice strong batch of instant coffee whipped up, and we'll get them soaking. Alright, they're going to sit in there overnight. We'll see what they look like in the morning. Let's see how they did. What the? Got it in some sodium bicarbonate to neutralize the acid in the coffee. Got them rinsed off a little bit. Still pretty dark, so I'm going to let these dry and let the carbon kind of set a little bit on it. And then we'll give it a light sanding, some probably 2500 grit, and see if we can get the Damascus get some nice contrast. I sanded down the Damascus and the high carbon core with 2000 grit sandpaper. Took the outside carbon off a little bit, that black stuff, and just gave it a nice shine where you can really see the pattern of the steel now. And here I'm taking the acetone and I'm cleaning all the nail polish off. It's leaving the wood a little bit dull. That CA glue reacts to the acetone as well, but we'll get it back in the polisher and polish it up and make it look beautiful again.